soon. Well, I mean, guess we started now. But hello. I'm just going to tweet that we're live and all that good stuff. All right, tweet is done. Let's check to see that everything is good. Whoop. There we go. I am alive. Hello. All right, we're checking the delay. So test. I am alive. Hello. All right, we're checking the delay. So test. 10-ish seconds. That's good. Alrighty. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Thanks for joining Anime in This Economy. I don't want to go on to a long anime rant, but I have been watching more anime during quarantine than I think I have ever in my life. So maybe I'm finally living up to my name, my nickname, the Doctor of Anime. All right. So, as you may have guessed from the title, we're going to be running a $125 Purphoros, the Bronze Blooded Commander deck. Hopefully, in the description, the list should be there. Yes, it is. This is a deck that I'm actually going to be building a budget version of, or building a paper version of for myself. So that's exciting. There we go. So we'll do a little quick deck tech before we jump into the games. Hopefully, I want to get 2 or 3 good games in. I think Purphoros kills or gets killed pretty quickly. So I think we can get multiple games in. Upgraded to Anime PhD slowly. Yeah, I'm earning that doctorate retroactively. I have a doctorate and now I have to prove my worthiness of it. Hey Tomer, I got an Edric EDH deck I want you to take a peek at. It's my personal favorite. Got it on paper. How can I get you to do that, or how can I contact you? So you can send me an email at tomer@mtggoldfish.com. And you can send me your deck list there. Send me a link to it. You can put it on Goldfish, Tapped Out, Architect, whatever. And I usually will get back to you within 5 days, usually on the weekends. That's how this usually works for me. I usually try to get deck critiques done on the weekends, unless I get a lot of them. But yeah, I'm happy to look over your list. Edric is one of my favorite decks as well, so send it over. Gaddy Walls, I have a question. Well, ask it, buddy. Purphoros, my number 1 deck. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I'm excited for this because if things go well, this is basically me playtesting a budget Purphoros for myself, because I want to add another Stompy deck into my personal collection, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. I did a budget Purphoros primer already, where I did $50, $100, and $200, I believe. And it's still fairly recent. I mean, I wrote it when Theros Beyond Death came out, so it's 5 sets behind or whatever, but it's still fairly recent. I cleaned it up a little bit. I actually increased the price a little bit because I wanted to test out some new cards. Specifically, Terror of the Peaks looks fantastic in this deck, so I wanted to play with it. Unfortunately, it's kind of expensive. And the other card that I really wanted to try out was Morag, Fury of Akum. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say that word, but Morag, Minotaur Warrior, takes extra combat steps. I don't think it's going to be quite as powerful in this version of Purphoros as it could be, just because it is a landfall trigger. So it does get better if you can, like, let's say, play Morog, attack, and then play a fetch land and immediately crack it, which this deck cannot do because I just don't have the full suite of fetch lands to make that work, or have like land ramp, like cast a rampant growth and a land drop, something like that. So it's going to be a very fair Morog, but I still wanted to try it out. But regardless, I did play like the $50 version of this Purphoros deck before, and it kind of overperformed. So a lot of the cards that are kind of on the more expensive side, I just didn't have in the deck. So I didn't have Combat Celebrant, I didn't have Neheb, I didn't have Terror of the Peaks, I didn't have Morag, obviously. Didn't have Blood Moon. But despite not having all those cards, Purphoros is just inherently a very powerful commander. Basically, it's a sneak attack commander. Comes into play, it's usually not a creature at all. It's a legendary indestructible enchantment, which means it's very difficult for opponents to actually interact with, because first of all, you need to have enchantment removal, but you need to have enchantment exile effects or some way to neuter Purphoros in some shape or form. So it's usually like white decks can have like a return to dust effect or something like that to kind of slow us down, or like blue can have a bounce effect. But generally speaking, it's difficult to get rid of Purphoros. So he's going to stay on the battlefield more often than not. And it does two things. The first thing is it gives all your creatures haste, which is really nice. And the second thing is you can pay 3 mana to basically sneak attack. You put a red creature or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, and then you sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, very similar to the sneak attack enchantment. So the deck is basically full of creatures that have like just big flashy creatures that either have a very powerful effect as soon as they enter the battlefield, or when they attack, or when they die. And that's like half the deck is all about that. So we have stuff like Crater Hellion. When it enters the battlefield, they deal 4 damage to each other creature, so it's a little bit of a board wipe on a stick. We have a Tally that has this powerful attack trigger. As soon as you attack once of a Tally, you got like a ton of value, basically getting like 4 cards on top of everybody's library. It's really effective. Warden Dragon again, you hit somebody and then you basically blow up one of their creatures as well. So a bunch of these creatures are all about like you cheat them out with Purphoros, you get value immediately, and then when they die, that's not so big of a deal. But we have more layers to that as well. It's very much like an onion, this deck. So we have ways to circumvent the sacrifice being a downside. We have ways to, for example, stop the sacrifice end of turn trigger, because this happens at the end step. We can, in response to that trigger happening, we can Sundial of the Infinite to end a turn and exile that triggered ability so it doesn't actually resolve, so we keep the creature forever. Or we let the creatures die and then immediately return them with Cauldron of Souls. Or we can also blink the creature of Conjurer's Closet before it would be sacrificed, so we keep it permanently. So we have a bunch of ways to permanently hold on to our creatures instead of sacrificing them. We also have powerful ritual effects like Ironcrag Feet, Mana Geyser, Geosurge, Seething Song, ways to actually just hard cast our big creatures in case we want to keep them around and we have the mana available to do so. We also have cool things like Fires of Invention, where essentially we get to cast spells from our hand. We can cast spells from our hand for free, essentially, if we have enough lands on the battlefield to do so with Fire of Invention's second ability. And the downside of only being limited down to 2 spells per turn is kind of mitigated by Purphoros, because we want to be just dumping our mana into Purphoros anyway. So this is kind of like taking a chapter or a trick off the standard Fires of Yavimaya Kenrith style deck that was banned, but is available to us on Commander. We also have other ways to get extra value from our creatures. Mirror March is just a silly card. I don't know if it's a good card, but every single time it's played against me, I get hosed by it. And every single time I play it, it's terrible. So we'll see. Hopefully it averages out this game where it's actually pretty decent. Just like cheating in to play like a Tyrant of Discord and then copying it a bunch of times with Mirror Match sounds hilarious to me. So we have a bunch of ways to like sneak creatures in and get extra value out of them. The main downside of this deck is twofold. First of all, we get a lot of aggro because we're a very aggressive deck and people are rightfully scared of what we could be cheating into play. They don't know what cards are in our hand, so it's just scary for people not knowing what Purphoros is going to cheat into play. And chances are, if we have something to cheat into play, it's going to be scary and their fears are justified. So generally speaking, this deck is an arch enemy deck. You're going to get a lot of aggro against you. It's hard for you to make friends at the table unless somebody is just like way ahead of the table. But if all things are relatively even, you're going to be the main target. So that's something to keep in mind. And the second thing is Purphoros can kind of fling a lot of creatures very quickly and efficiently. So your hand will get dwindled very quickly. So we have to run a lot of powerful ways to quickly refill our hand full of ammo so we can keep chucking creatures with Purphoros. So we do this primarily through wheel effects. We have Magus of the Wheel, which can be sacrificed and draw 7 cards for the entire table. We have Runehorn Hellkite, same idea. We have Do we have any more wheels in the deck? I don't think we have any more wheels. I think those are only 2 wheels that I'm aware of. But we have other ways to refill our hand pretty well. Oh, wait, no. We also have Dragon Mage. Dragon Mage is another combat trigger wheel. We also have Sandstone Oracle, which is another great way. Once we're empty-handed, we just play the Oracle, and then we draw the cards equal to the difference between us and the person who has the most cards in hand. I think we have other sources of ways to refill. I'm not quite sure. Combustible Gearhulk is also pretty good. The really high converted mana cost of our deck means we're probably going to get some cards back into hand unless an opponent wants to take a ton of damage, potentially. So those are the main ways we're going to refill our hand. We also have some cheeky ways of drawing extra cards. There's a high number of the creatures we want to be cheating into play are actually dragons. I think we have like at least 10 or so dragons without even really trying. So I was actually thinking about maybe like going deeper on that and building like a dragon tribal Purphoros deck. But I didn't go that far. But we do have enough dragons where something like Dragon Horde is actually pretty sweet because as we're chucking in dragons with Purphoros, we get these gold counters on Dragon's Horde and start drawing cards off that way. Yeah. So that's basically the deck, is we just like try to throw a bunch of really big creatures, deal a bunch of damage, maybe take extra combat steps of Morag and Magus, or Combat Celebrant and Fear of the Horde, and just kind of destroy everybody that way. And no, I haven't been following chat at all yet, so if that's what people have been wondering. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. There's other little, like, cute little synergies that I like here. This is, like, one of the only decks that I actually really like Temple of the False God in. So you'll find Temple of the False God here. You'll find Hedron Archive here as well. Because as much as I poo-poo on these type of cards, because they're kind of late-game ramp, and generally speaking, they're not really ramping into anything very efficiently. The important thing here is that our commander is 5 mana. 5 mana, and its activated ability is an additional 3. It's 2 colorless and a red. That is actually the perfect use of Temple of the False God and Hedron Archive. So yeah, it is a shocker. It is a shocker. I see gasps. But yeah, there is a reason why I actually put them in this deck here. I think they're actually really good. Because Hedron Archive, you play it on turn 3 or 4 or whatever, and then immediately you can cast Purphoros, and then subsequent turns, you can pay that 2 mana directly into Purphoros' ability. So that's great. Similarly with Temple of the False God, it lets you cast Purphoros a turn early because it's ramping into a 5-drop, and then later on, that 2 mana is perfect to help activate for Purphoros. So yeah, there is stuff. There is stuff and things here. Why is nobody answering my questions? Sorry, Gaddy, I didn't see it. If I miss a question, just notice that like the only questions I'm going to be answering essentially are the ones over here on the screen. So if they don't show up while I'm like talking, or once I'm like looking at the chat, it's gone. So easiest way to get me to respond is just ask the question again. This is real life. also just good as a budget card. I would disagree, but I think it's good here. Someone clip over about gushing about archive for posterity. I mean, even in the video, even in that cursed video, I did make the exact same argument. So I don't think I flip flopped yet, but yeah. Someone clipped this and sent it to Seth. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to go on record for that one. So that's pretty much the deck. I think it's a pretty straightforward deck. It likes to smash. It does different. No spell slash land. Well, I'm running Kazul's Fury, which is a good one. And yeah, the other ones are kind of expensive. So like, I wanted to keep the price. I wanted to keep the budget under $100. But then I really wanted to play with Terror of the Peaks and Morag, which already took up $22. So I was like, you know what? I'll splurge a little bit for these ones, but I'm not gonna get carried away. I recently did a poll on the YouTube community tab, and I asked what people's ideal budget range is for these type of streams and abridged gameplays, and people said $100. By and large, was $100. Like I gave like 5 different options, and the one that had like 46% or at least 40%. I think it was higher than that. Most people by a vast majority prefer $100 deck, so that's what I'm sticking with. So I'm trying to cut out the fluff. I did add a Blood Moon too, a cheeky Blood Moon that I could take out, but I don't want to. But yeah, that's why there's no Valakut's Awakening, which I think is another great MDFC. The Shatter Skull Pass is also a fine one. That though the Mythic MDFC as well is also just solid. They're not in the deck because of the budget reasons. They're still like a couple dollars. Yeah, I don't know. Next budget deck will be nothing but cheap cards and Sensei's top counterbalance just for the meme. I mean, we're doing a recording tomorrow where the theme is going to be $50 decks. So everybody has a $50 limit, and we had to randomly choose a commander that was under $1. And minor spoiler, Krim randomly got Lazov, which is a Demir commander. Lazov, like the good Lazov. I guess they're both pretty good Lazovs. I don't know. It's a new Lazov. And I wouldn't be surprised if he trolled everybody and put a countertop in there somehow. I think you can fit that within the $50 range. How important is Neheb? Okay. I'll try to catch up. I'm so sorry. How to make a great Sultai deck? I mean, that's pretty open-ended. Like, check out Muldrotha lists on EDH Rec. I think I might have even covered Muldrotha myself at some point. But yeah, Muldrotha has brought him a good way to do a Sultai deck. I know I keep spamming this, but what are your thoughts on stocking Vengeance in this deck? It's pretty good. It requires the creatures to die, which is not as good as requiring us to enter the battlefield like a Terror of the Peaks would, because there are going to be situations where we're just going to hard cast it or make sure that our creatures don't actually die, like Conjurer's Closet and Sundial of the Infinite. So it's all right. It's a budget inclusion. It's probably like if I had to replace Terror of the Peaks for a budget alternative, it would be Stalking Vengeance. But yeah. How important is Neheb? Neheb is one of the best cards in the deck. The idea is that we cheat into play a couple creatures, 1 or 2 creatures, hit for a lot of damage because all our creatures do like 6 or more damage. And then Neheb lets us hard cast another spell on our post-combat phase. So I think it's really solid. Is it essential in the deck? No. None of these cards are essential because Purphoros is just like very open-ended. It doesn't actually need a specific set of cards for it to be excellent. It just takes a bunch of like generally overcosted creatures and makes them excellent by letting you cast them for 3 mana. Like another like fantastic card is Dragon Mage. Is it an expensive card? No, but it's also not a card that I would necessarily run in a bunch of other decks. But it's fantastic. It's like one of the best cards here. I just wanted to run ahead. But yeah, you can definitely do like Purphoros like on a $50 budget, no problem. Which I've already done. So in my primer. Excited. Hey, can we send deck lists here and get help from you on them? No, you probably couldn't get them from me. Maybe other viewers would help you out, but you can send deck list help thingies to Tomer at mtggoldfish.com, and I'll get back to you eventually. I really liked your Shia deck from Commander Clash. Sweet. I'm glad you liked it, Aaron. Uro, counter-type Wrestlands, no answer to Neheb. I mean, there is a little bit of delay, so I'm trying to get to everything. Hopefully, yeah. So I already answered that. I like stocking inventions in Rakdos, so your riots a lot. Yep. Do you think the price of on-map locust creation will go down on MTGO? Really want to build a deck, but the $25 is steep. So I haven't been following this in a while, but I remember at least at some point, like for a long time on Magic Online. I don't know if this is still the case, but what you can do is if you have a copy of every single card in a set that is currently like in standard, like in rotation in the past 2 years or so, I don't remember the exact cutoff, but if you have a card from every single, if you have a card, if you have a complete set from a standard set, like one of each card, you can actually redeem those cards for a paper version. So Wizards of the Coast will like take those cards from your collection and send you in the mail the paper equivalent set, so you can like cash in. And so the bottleneck for doing that, a lot of like stores and stuff, when they need extra supply, they'll just do that. And I don't know if it's still happening, but when that was happening, standard sets, the mythics, there would be something called a mythic bottleneck, because those are the least amount of those cards in circulation, and you need one of each to complete your set. So in standard sets, the mythic cards are always going to be highly inflated on MTGO. I hope I explained that okay. But so if that's still the case, and in Zendikar Rising, you can still do that redemption thing on Magic Online, then all the mythics are going to be way more expensive than usual on Magic Online, just due to the mythic bottleneck. You running the rare flip land that is good late game? I think you're talking about the Shatter Skull Pass or whatever. The mythic one, that's good, but it's like a couple dollars, so I left it out. I'm trying to keep the budget under 125. Do we have ways to end our turn to avoid the Purphoros trigger? Yes. Sundial of the Infinite. But we also have Cauldron of Souls and Conjurer's Closet to also keep creatures afterwards. Hey, Tomer. I tried to build this Purphoros a few times, but always came to the conclusion that Feldon did the same thing but better. Any thoughts? I guess it depends on the style of deck you're looking for. I think Feldon's a little bit better when you're focusing on an artifact sub-theme. The main difference between Purphoros and Feldon, however, the key one, and the reason why I like Purphoros more, is that Feldon is a vulnerable creature. So if you're in a metagame or in a play group where Feldon dies a lot, you can easily swap Feldon out for Purphoros in the command zone, and Purphoros, just generally speaking, will not get removed as often as Feldon does. So if you're in a play group where Feldon enters the battlefield and then somebody like immediately Swords to Plowshares it or wipes the board or whatever, you're not going to get a ton of value out of Feldon, and it's going to be weaker than average. If you're not in a play group where he dies often, then he's obviously very good. But if you are in a metagame where, board wipes are very common and spot removal for Feldon is very common, you can swap the Purphoros, and odds are he's going to survive more often. Not saying that he can't get removed. There are ways to remove him, but it's just more difficult because it's usually just a legendary enchantment. This has become my main deck after being inspired by your article a while back. Awesome. You're running the flip. Nope. What's up, Ming? Hello, Jeremiah. So they need it for redemption right now. Okay, so if the Magic Online redemption thingy is still happening, then there's the Mythic bottleneck with standard sets. So all the Mythics online, if they're in the window of redemption, are going to be more expensive. That's why you need your barrier breach, boys and gals. That's a good point. Blah blah blah. Just love seeing my love. Neheb played, even if yeah, Neheb the Eternal is really good. I love him. I love him a lot of red decks, honestly. And then Dreadhorde Champion is actually very good in this deck. I like him a lot, and he was a preview card that wasn't given to me, but it was given to MG Goldfish, so I got to write about it a little bit. So I'm a little bit biased towards this one. Alrighty, so we did all the stuff and the things, and let's see here. Are we on the thing? We're on the thing. Okay, so I rambled on for a good 30 minutes. I think we're ready to start a game. Yeah, no Fires of Invention or Experimental Frenzy. I don't know if Experimental Frenzy would be great. Well, because the CMC of our spells are very high. I guess it's kind of cute with Purphoros. But no, I'm not running that. But I am running Fires of Invention. It's right over here. No MDFCs. I'm running Kazul's Fury, but the other two MDFCs are a couple bucks each. And I'm trying to keep the price down. This is $125 per rose. Okay. So, I think we rambled on enough. Was that for the YouTube video? I don't know. I have a deck a lot like this, but I lean Dragon Tribal-ish with damage doublers. Yep, I mean, there's a lot of dragons in the deck. I was thinking about throwing in Lathlis and Udvara Hellkites and a bunch more dragons. And I think if you did a higher budget version of this deck, I think you would just end up being Dragon Tribal, which I think is kind of really cool. And I think my paper deck might actually end up going there because I do randomly have some of the more expensive dragons like Balefire Dragon and whatnot. 36 lands seems a little low for a high CMC deck. Well, it is 37 lands, but the reason why I have a pretty low count is because I'm basically trying to ramp for five or so lands, and then I want to immediately just wheel. So I think it's a lower bit of a land count than maybe should be, but we're gonna test it out anyway. I think it'll be fine. All right, let's jump into the game, everyone. Let's jump into the game. Let's make sure that I'm actually recording properly. Yeah, we're recording properly. All right. Maybe, hey everyone, you want to do Brawl instead? Oh boy. I hope Wizard of the Coast is not watching that. The bad in taste. I'm sure people like Brawl. Let's do. Anyone can join. No watchers. Red smash. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, I'm assuming it's gonna either be in. Oh, okay, wow. So I was gonna say it's either gonna be Ankylosaur, Afro, or TLUR, and we got 2 out of the 3, and then WKK3 actually appeared in a previous video as well. This hand's kind of slow, but I guess it's fine. WKK3 also had a really cool Germ Tribal deck, Germ Tribal Brago deck, which was really neat to see. That we played against last week, and if you're interested in seeing that, I did a bridge gameplay that went up on the channel recently, yesterday actually, so you can watch the game there. So this hand is quite slow, but if we hit another land, then we have Solemn Simulacrum, and we do have Mana Geyser. So despite being kind of slow, I think it's good enough to keep. We also have 3 lands. We need a fourth to really pop off. But I don't know. I think this hand is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. So we'll keep it. Okay. So we're up against Muldrotha, the Gravetide. So if somebody was asking about a good Sultai deck, Muldrotha, you could check out what's happening here. Azuri Claw of Progress is a deck I haven't seen in a while. It's all about like casting usually like token strategies where you make a bunch of like 1/1s and 2/2s onto the battlefield with Azuri on the battlefield, and then you just make one creature really, really big. You could also go infect. That's usually not a token strategy, but you could go infect creatures, and Azuri can be a way to pump them up. And Niambi is also an interesting way of playing like a legendary tribal deck. All right. Okay, hey Tomer. Hey Autumn. Really been loving abridged gameplays. Nice change of pace and itches that Commander urge. Awesome. Glad you like it. Okay, so we don't have anything turn 2. I think we might cycle the Desert of the Fervent. So we're gonna just play a mountain and pass. Usually I like playing with tap lands first when I know that I don't actually need to play them. But judging if we draw like another land, for example, I might actually just turn to cycle away the desert. What kind of Purphoros deck? It's Purphoros Bronze Blooded. If you check the deck list, or if you check the YouTube video description, it should have a link to the deck list. Always watch out for Sage of Hours and Azure. Yeah, for sure. That is an awesome one. Fertile. Ooh, I like Fertile Ground. This is a nice, I think, underrated budget inclusion. And this also could signify that it is like Muldrotha Enchantress, but it's too early to tell. And I don't know why my auto yield isn't working. I really want to enter the chat, but I don't want to press auto. Okay. Tomer, your content is awesome, but I must cheer for my boy. It's very forgiving. I mean, everybody's got to have a favorite, right? Okay, so we didn't hit another land. I think I'm just going to play the Desert of the Fervent and pass. I do think we might be able to hit like a 3-drop next turn or something like that. We do have Psalm coming out on turn 4. This is definitely a slow start. Our deck has a lot of ramp potential, so maybe a good argument could have been made for actually mulling this with our free mull and trying to find something better. But I don't know. I didn't want to get too greedy. Muldrotha should have been Asban. Maybe Abzan. It's permanence. Yeah. Has MTG Goldfish ever done a Feldon deck? Yeah, I think a couple times. The one that most recently comes to mind is so this is definitely Sultai Enchantress. The one that comes to mind most recently was we were playing personal deck lists. I don't remember what season it was, but Jennifer, aka Miss Mulligan, she was playing Feldon there because like Feldon is the name of someone in her life. I forgot who. But yeah. Hey, Summer, what's your favorite commander in each color combo? Oh, that'll take a while. Remind me in a bit. Ask me that question again. How much does this deck take advantage of its instant speed potential and the last opponent end of step trick? Decently. So Kazul's Fury, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be taking advantage of anytime soon. We're just gonna play a land here. So definitely a very slow start, not a greatest start, but it's fine. Next turn we're gonna play Solemn Simulacrum for sure, and then from there we probably are gonna play Purphoros, and then from there we'll see. Hey Matt, please don't have awkward comments, please, and thank you. Do not appreciate. Commander, I think you have a stream sniper. I mean, all these people who are playing against me are viewers, so they queued up specifically to play against me. I don't think they're sniping the stream once they're in the game. They just want to play a game against me, so that's fine. That's actually recommended, honestly, because when I get to play with viewers, the nice thing about that is usually since they want to play against me, they usually bring in decks that kind of like fit the power level of the deck that I'm bringing, and they also usually bring like really cool brews too. So I actually much prefer playing against viewers than random people. And also the other enjoyable thing, a struggle that I've had is when I'm trying to do recording games outside of stream against random people. The power balance can be very awkward, but also more importantly and more frustratingly, people sometimes just rage quit. Like they mull to 6, they rage quit, or they don't draw well and they rage quit, or they just rage quit for whatever reason. You blow up like their Sol Ring, they rage quit. So I much prefer playing against viewers. I hope they don't look at my hand, but I trust that they wouldn't. Um, Hello. If Standard keeps doing what it is, we will eventually be able to play Band in Standard Tribal and Commander. I mean, that is a dream. I know you can do that in Modern already. Hey, Tomer, what do you think of Aura, Skyclave, Hierophant? I think it's a really cool Cleric Sacrifice deck. I think it's a very solid deck, or solid commander. I would have thought Mana Geyser into Molten Primordial and then Kazul's Fury would have been a line of play with it instead of playing it as a land. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I didn't feel like playing it. Mystic Remora is kind of annoying. I guess Enchantress is kind of scary for our deck because we don't have a lot of ways to actually deal with enchantments. Red's not really good at doing that. We have like a Steel Hellkite. I think we have a Chaos Warp in the deck. I might have taken it out though because I got greedy. But yeah, Enchantress is definitely scary. I would say that's kind of like enemy number one for us in this game. But at the very least, yeah, Mog Salvage. Okay. At the very least, though, most of the spells we're going to be casting are going to be creatures, so we're not going to feed into the Mystic Remora ourselves. So we play Solemn. I don't know why it's telling me okay. Oh, I guess I can cast the Mog Salvage in return, in response. Okay, so next turn, we're gonna play Purphoros, and just go from there. Okay, it's not even rage quitting; it's more quitting. The game doesn't cost anything, so why play a game when you mull to oblivion? It sucks, but I get it. Mulling at the quitting at the beginning, I can understand. It's more like just quitting like early on in the game or whatever, because you're not like pub stomping or something. That's bothering. And the problem with me is like I when I'm playing the games, I'm playing specifically so I can get content. So this is literally like work for me, right? Because like I have a set amount of hours that I can record footage for future videos. And so if like I keep wasting like an hour or 2 hours on non-games because people just leave early, then that's just my wasted time, and I don't have, and my time is finite. So that is why I generally stay away from just like playing against randoms online for at least for getting footage. Meteor Golem could be a good enchantment answering this deck. Yeah, Meteor Golem's in the deck as well, but I don't have a lot of mass enchantment removal is what I meant. So next turn, we're just going to drop Purphoros, I think, and it'll be fine. So glad to catch the anime stream, yeah. Deck already looks like it needs more card draw? I think that's a bit too early to tell if a deck needs more card draw based on turn 5. But just give it some time. And you can see the deck list. The deck has a lot of card draw. It's fine. I see you're running both Hedron Archive and Temple of the False God in this deck. Yes, somebody might have clipped it, but I actually explained why I think both Temple of the False God and Hedron Archive are both good in this deck. And the reason for that is because they're very good with our Commander, which is a 5-drop that requires 2 colorless to activate its ability. So that's why I ran both. Do you listen to podcasts? And if so, what are some of your favorites? Well, I listen to Critical Role now and then, but generally speaking, I don't listen to podcasts. I used to listen to podcasts more often when I was having a normal job, driving to work back and forth. Then I actually listened to podcasts a good amount, but lately, no. Because like my job is at home, right? I work from home. And when I'm doing like editing stuff, I don't want to listen to podcasts. I listen to like vocalist music. What's going on? Quit, and I missed how Aspera got into play. I think I don't know. How did they get into play? Not sure. So mostly afraid of TLUR at this point. The Coral Helm does not scare me. But this is kind of scary, especially because, like, again, we're in red. We don't have a lot of ways to just wipe the board of enchantments. We have ways to kill the creatures, but TLUR has gone really far ahead, so we don't really have anything going on at this point. It's red, so it doesn't have enough. Needs some good colors. I think red has a lot of really good card draw. I think you'd be surprised at how good red's card draw is these days. I feel like Temple of the False God is good as long as you think of it as a ramp spell rather than a land. I think so. I do have a okay. I do have an article coming up on exactly Temple of the False God. We actually mathed it out. I went to Frank Karsten from Channel Fireball, who has a doctorate in math, or he doesn't have a doctorate in math. That's silly, Tober, but he has a doctorate in something like mathy, right? And he actually gave me like a very thorough answer on when and how to quantify if Temple of the False God is good or not in a deck. So I used that information to actually write an article and make the video, and that should be coming out probably like next week or so. And it should be good, or maybe this week. I don't know. So that I hopefully will do well, because generally, like, yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I think it'll be good. I hope people will actually watch it, but I think it'll be good. All right, so we are thoroughly behind on TLUR. We're just gonna cast Purphoros and hope for the best. Yeah. All right. We also could have, I guess we could have Mana Geyser too. I didn't even think about Mana Geysering, honestly. But there's actually, we wouldn't have even like cast anything that good. We could have cast Spawn of Thraxis and killed nothing important. All right. Whatever. Next turn. Nope. How come no Norin? It's wrong Purphoros. If this was Purphoros, God of the Forge, then yes, Norin, but not this one. If budget wasn't an issue, I'd say everyone who runs Temple of the False God should run Ancient Tomb instead. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, Ancient Tomb is a $40 card, so it's not a fair comparison. I love EDH theory videos. So, okay, so little kind of small gripe. Small gripe. Generally speaking, the videos that do the worst for me are the ones that are like informational. Like one of the best videos I think I ever made, or one of the best videos / articles I ever made, was like constructing a good 5-color mana base on a budget. And I like went super in detail with it, and it bombed. Nobody likes it. So minor things, obviously, in the grand scheme of it, but like we'll see. Hopefully it does well. If it does well, if this one does well, if I can make it interesting, like what it comes down to really is like if a video doesn't do well, then it means that I didn't do a good job presenting it. So hopefully I can make this educational video interesting in terms of presentation, to make people want to watch it and sneak that good information in, sneak knowledge into an entertaining video. That is the real trick of like YouTube and this job I found myself in. So hopefully I can pull that off, and if I can, then I'll do more videos like that. And that was like a long rant. I don't know if anybody wants to hear about that sort of stuff. Wait, is the Muldrotha is one of the opponents playing Muldrotha enchantment? Spicy, I like it. Yes, that is an Enchantress deck. Now my player used Neombi to discard on turn 3, drop Loyal Retainers to get Asperia in. Oh, okay, cool. D&D content when? D&D content? All right, here's another thing. D&D content was like the worst content that I managed to produce. Nobody watched it. Despite it was my baby. So I would love to make more D&D content, but like I said with the educational stuff, I need to figure out how to make D&D content that is entertaining so that people will watch it. Cuz I'm not going to I spent a lot of time on that D&D, the last one, and nobody watched it. So that was soul crushing. But if I manage to crack the code, then for sure I'll do another one. I think this game is kind of like over already. Double Defense of the Heart, Citizen Champion, and here I am casting 2 spells, and there's a Jessian Infiltrator and a Korhelm guide. I think we just lost. I think this is just it. Did your Halar deck work out? I actually didn't play it on stream, but I mean, I've played Halar before and it's pretty solid. Yeah, okay. Gotta make Temple of the False God clickbait. Secret ingredients clickbait. Okay, so when I did Hedron Archive and I said the title was Hedron Archive is terrible and you're terrible if you play it. Fun fact, viewers do not like being called terrible. Just a general observation from the dislike button. And also just like a pro-life tip that I clearly needed to learn. Old Tomer should have known this by now, considering how I'm an adult. But if you want to convince somebody on an argument, you shouldn't actually name call them in your introduction. That just seems counterintuitive. So I did that, and the response was pretty negative, and that was my fault. The rest of the video itself also had problems too. I didn't, explain my argument as well as I should have, even though I stand by everything I said in the video. But yeah, calling the viewers terrible is bad, and I'm not going to do that again. That's a no. That's a not me again. People just want to see the games again. I keep going on so many rants, and then the chat log just keeps building and building. Can you do a Prosh -1/-1 counter deck using the semi-infinite combo World's Edge Archfiend of Ifnir and Boop? I don't know, Christian. You could send me a deck list. That sounds spicy. I want to see it. Make more players play Jokel Hops. I mean, Jokel Hops would just give TLUR the game at this point because they have a bunch of enchantments. Well, I guess they don't have any enchantments, solo enchantments. They just have Defense of the Hearts on the battlefield, which kind of wouldn't be great for them. Yeah, I don't know. I think we just lose. I don't know. Do we just I think we just we start with Mana Geyser. Okay. Oh, we just killed TLUR, I think, right? So this would be 3, 6, 9, 10. Or 3, 6, 9, 12. And then we can cast Feldon. I think we just kill... Yeah, I think we just kill TLUR at this point. And that's the best way to deal with the situation, right? Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's put... And I was worried for a second there. All right, so let's start with the hoarding dragon, because we actually want this card to die. Yeah, Tomer is learning. Remember, folks, I'm not good at this game, so I think I'm a good deck builder. I will take pride in the fact that I think I'm a good deck builder. Am I good at other things? Not so much. Playing the game is a little bit worse for me, I guess. Okay, what can we play here? We could grab I don't know. I didn't think this one through, I think. Maybe Cauldron of Souls? That seems good. The Golem? No. Let's take this Cauldron. Because we're going to refill our hand with the Sandstone Oracle, and I think that's going to be fun. All right. So then we Shield of Cauldron. I don't know if I got the right thing, honestly. Honestly, if anybody's watching me play for the sake of playing well, then you're in for a nasty surprise. Is there anything good here to steal? I guess we but take this and we take this. All right. And then we, ooh. And then we take the spawn Athraxis. We only have 3 mountains, unfortunately. So we're just gonna take out, like, I don't know. Take out the Ghostly Pilferer. We're gonna cast the Felden. And then we're going to finally... Oh. Do we want to... Whoops, cancel. Cast without paying the mana cost. Blow up this. Cast the Sandstone Oracle. Or not cast it, but put it into the battlefield with Purphoros. Draw 9 cards. I think this was a good turn, chat. I think this was a good turn. Okay. All right. Oh, we could put in a 1 more. We could put in 1 more creature. Wee. All right. This was a good turn, chat. Ooh, let's get Morog. That sounds fun. All right. Okay. So I was really worried about TLUR, but it turns out I was a threat all along. All right, let's attack. So let's attack. So this is for 10. 15, 19, and then he has to block this, and then he dies to that. Yeah. 4, 10, 15, 19, and then he blocks that, and then he takes, yeah, 25. Okay, that was good. Yeah. Heck yeah. That was heckin' sweet. All right. Nice. Easy. Very good. Okay. So this was pretty scary, by the way. It was like triple defense of the heart on this turn, but we got there. We figured it out to play. Dang. How do you put so many cards on board? Mostly Purphoros, and Sandstorm Oracle to refill and recast stuff. And we stole three creatures with Molten Primordial as well. Let's use its ability, yeah. Okay. Yeah, player removal, like, we don't need enchantment removal when we got player removal. Okay. Alright, that was a good turn. We'll pass. And now everything dies. Alright. Well. Cool. We got Morog now. Alright. I think maybe the Cauldron of Souls wasn't a great choice, but whatever. Alright, now we discard down to hand size. We'll get rid of this. And probably, like, the landscape's kind of slow. We just want to play a mountain next turn. Yeah. Do that. Okay. Now, Cauldron doesn't work with Feldon, so the Sundial will be better. Sacrifice it. Why doesn't it work with Cauldron? Am I missing something? What just happened? I killed somebody. Okay. So I'm catching up. Thank you for the content. Thank you for your content, Tomer. As a budget commander player, I really enjoy it. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Tomer, if Planeswalker... Oh, sorry. I need to auto-yield. Tomer, if Planeswalkers were legal as commanders, what would be your first few brews? I honestly hadn't thought about it. I like Ral Zarek just as a character, so maybe that would be the first one I build. Maybe like a Bolas deck. I'm not sure. I definitely wouldn't be picking like Narset or something because that seems boring. Feldon makes a token. Oh, right. Yeah. Yep. Okay, Feldon. Yep. Okay, chat. I got you. It's fine. So now, how many combat steps can we make with this on the battlefield? So I think at this point, Afro is very far behind. Only has 3 forests in the battlefield. Just got Marwyn on the battlefield, but not really scary yet. We just need to finish out WKK3 and we'll be good, I think. But, I mean, attacking into them is going to be difficult. There's protection from red and black. I don't know. I'm not sure how we're going to get around that. I think we have to flashback the Molten Primordial and, like, steal this Speria. Whoa, what was this? Return target creature from a graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, sick. Oh, now we can't actually flashback Feldon. Interesting. Ouchies. Well, we do have a bit of a clock on us, unfortunately. Okay. So how are we going to do this? We have 2 protections from reds on the battlefield. Morag's not going to survive a combat step if we attack with him. We don't have any good attacks actually at all. And we can't activate Feldon. This is why I suggested the Golem. I mean, we have the Golem in our deck. Oh, you mean like to tutor up with the what's it called? The Hoarding Dragon. Yeah, that would have been good. Okay. So we don't have any good attacks, actually. We can set up for a big turn next turn. I mean, I guess we could hit Afro, but yeah, I have to drop my lands in the second main phase. You're right. Yeah, we don't have enough attacks on this turn, which is fine, I guess. Okay, so let's just attack. I mean, we're not attacking, right? It's our main phase of different tap all creature. Okay, so let's attack. Yeah, but they have two protection from red, so we're not actually gonna get any value out of it. Fight the creature that's causing the issue? I can't fight. Thing that returns creatures to your hand? I'm confused. I'm just going to attack like this. Hey, Tomer, what's your favorite color pairing? Is it? Is my favorite. You have the Guardian in hand? Oh, it's a creature I control. I can't attack opposing creatures. Not Boros. I like Boros too. Boros is my second favorite. Man, this is rough. I'm not sure. Not sure what to do here. Because unfortunately, we just have no. We can't play Mirror March because we don't have anything interesting to actually cheat into play. So what we're going to do, I think, is we could like. We could like. We get Everflowing Chalice for no. We get Everflowing Chalice and then pay 1 for the Wayfarer's Bauble and then 4 for the Golden Guardian. And I think that's the best we can do. Or how much is this? This is 6. We make 3. Yeah, I think this is how we're gonna do it. If we do this, then we have 2 mana, 4 mana. We could do it like this. Cast with multi-kicker. I think this is correct. So we kick twice, and then we can tap 1 Wayfarer's Bauble. I think this is the best we got. And then we pay 2 Golden Guardian, pay 1 Wayfarer's Bauble, and Myriad Landscape. And I don't think, well, after at the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. Okay. I think we're going to not attack. I think we want blockers just in case. I guess we could just attack with one. I'm going to attack with one. Not with both, but I'll attack with one. Marwyn can smack us for a lot, but... Okay. And that's it. Then next turn, we can get a lot of landfall triggers. And I don't know if it's going to be enough, but maybe we draw into something good. Because I think we're dead on board to WKK. Like, we can have a lot of extra combat steps, but... Probably not, not anything significant. We're going to have to get Sandstone Oracle out, and then maybe... No, not even. They already have... They have Vigilance... Vigilance Flyer. That, yeah. Not sure. Not sure what we could do. I think we're dead. Maybe we get something good with Feldon. Maybe we get something good with Feldon. Yeah, Afro's pretty behind. But I think the game is pretty much over at this point. I don't think I have an answer to WKK this turn, and I'm on quite the clock. So, you can discard a card, draw 2 cards, okay, and they can cheat into play something with Thoran Temporal Gateway, and the Pulse Mage Advocate is also very effective here. Almost 300 views. I mean, we were a little bit higher before. We were like 340. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we could do. Oof. Got rid of the Golden Guardian and the Wayfarer's Bauble. So 2 landfall triggers gone. Yeah. Poor Afro just has nothing now. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have 3, 4 mana. And then we could cheat into play one thing. Like a Sandstone Oracle, and then hope we have enough flips that we win. I think that's it. Like we can Feldon to grab like nothing important, because we can steal 2 things, and that's not going to be enough. Barrier of the Heavens in here, it is. But we don't have any way to get it at this point. So, I think we just go for the Mirror March play. All in on Mirror March. Let's go. I think that's it. It's like the only thing we can do. 3, 4, 6. Okay. Let's see if we get anything. Oh, and we can't even. I mean, we could attack right now, but it doesn't matter. So let's go for it, I guess. We don't even get the benefit of this landfall trigger. 1, 2, 3. Bring out the Sandstone Oracle. All right, go Mirror March. All right, we don't have any more cards. All right, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Heads or tails? Heads always wins. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, we only won once, I think. Oh. All right. So we got one flip. Okay. I guess that's it, right? Yeah, we got nothing. Nope. And then we discard down to hand size. So we can buy this. All right. What are we playing? We're playing Purphoros Bronze Blood. You can check out the list in the video description. Well, I mean, we had a pretty solid game. I can't complain. I mean, we killed one player out of nowhere. We just didn't have the gas to kill two players. And to be fair, WKK is running two creatures that have protection from red on the battlefield. So it's not exactly an easy matchup for us. Kind of difficult to get around protection from red in a mono red deck. The Meteor Golem definitely could have helped, though. Okay, and Bolus's clutches. Haste. Very nice. I probably would have went for the Morag, actually. Because then he could steal and then get double landfall trigger. But that's just me. That would have been lethal, I think. Should have put down Clone Shell? I don't know. I was dead. Clone Shell still has to die to get the thing that's underneath it. Reanimate Molten Primordial, steal Rhea, cheat Ryose into play, and get 3 combats of Myriad Landscape and land drop for the turn? Maybe. Maybe. Alright, well, that is game. I'm going to be joining game 2 at this point. That was a good showing for game 1, and now let's see if we can get a good game 2. Okay. Afro NTLUR managed to snag a spot again. Hopefully we don't face against a Chantress again, because while we did have a really good turn, I think we are pretty not favored for that matchup. This hand's fine. We have a turn 2 ramp source. We have a Myriad Landscape. We have essentially 4 lands on the battlefield. This is fine. Inferno Titan, the better, more reliable Morag. Yeah, Inferno Titan's good. All right, let's keep this one. I think this one's a little bit better than our last one. So keep. Okay, we got Aetherios, another enchantment. Man. TLUR, protection from creatures? Okay. Okay, protection from creatures. I see you. That is a little bit unfortunate for us, but fine. Put a coin counter on another creature. All right. So hopefully our auto yield works. I fully punted not getting Morag there. Yeah. If you got Morag, you would have gotten an insta kill. But I mean, you were so far ahead, it didn't matter. GG. Okay, so there's the spice. We'll just play the prismatic lens and pass. So this is a little bit better than last game. Now we can probably like play Desert of the Fervent next turn and crack the Myriad Landscape, and then we're good for a turn 4 Purphoros. Revealing land tax, okay. Not much we can do about enchantments. Hey, Tomer, is Archangel Avacyn considered Boros or mono white as a commander? It is. It's Boros because the color identity is red on the back. It accounts. Okay, that was interesting. Let's play that. And then if we crack the Myriad Landscape, this actually doesn't change anything for us. Channeling your credit? It's good. It's good in the deck, I swear. We could actually just drop Purphoros this turn. Right? We play 1 lands, and then we have 2, 4, 5. Do we just do that? We don't have anything interesting to cheat, though, is the problem. So I think we hold off on Purphoros, as weird as that sounds. Is this $125 online or paper? This is paper. Yeah, I think we hold off on Purphoros for a turn. I think we just go for this. And then we could even cycle the Desert of the Fervent this turn. And then next turn, if we need another land drop, we can drop Kazul's Fury. I'm not going to troll the Table of Bearer of the Heavens, but if I do get like Soul of New Phyrexia or a bunch of the indestructible rocks and lands, then yeah, I'll pop it. Actually, we'll just do this now. I want to tap out. Sundial of Infinite's nice. All right, this hand's shaping up well. And then there's Widen. Wide Win the Biting Gal. I'm guessing this is going to be Fairy Tribal. So we have Fairy Tribal. We have, I don't know what this is. But protection from creature kind of like makes it very difficult for us to attack. And then Aetherios is going to be like steal your stuff type removal stuff. Mana Crypt. Okay. All right. Popping off. Is sneak attack in budget? No. But I mean, Purphoros is their sneak attack, and he's budget. Dawn of Hope? Okay. So there's like mono white gain life thingy going on. I wish this auto yield actually worked. Yield until here, please. Alright, Arch of Araska. Warren Power Stone. I mean, they haven't cast anything. And I'm not sure why. Let's just go for... Let's go for Neheb. Just drop that onto the battlefield. And then Worn Power Stone. And then play Kazul's. Actually, do we want to... No, we don't want to hit... We don't want to miss a land drop. Just play Kazul's Fury. Ramp into Bearer. I mean, we're getting very close to actually just hardcast it. We're getting very close. But I don't think it's going to be very beneficial for us to cast it yet. Okay, Core Cartographer, nice. I guess I just wanted to cheat in Wide Wind. I was kind of afraid of a counter spell, though. But they do have 4 mana up. Probably just going to cast their commander. Mimic Vac plus Sundial. These are both ways to make sure that we're getting more value out of our creatures that we're throwing in with Purphoros. I wonder who would just salt... Well, I mean, if I cast Bearer of the Heavens, I'm probably in a bad spot. We would just give the game away to TLUR because he has a bunch of lands in hand, so he'd be the quickest to rebuild. I really wish this auto yield worked, though, because, like, I'm putting it, yield until here, and it doesn't want to listen. Will you play your tribal deck sometime? I mean, I played a decent amount. Usually, when I do webcam EDH, that's like the first deck that I go for. All right, Commander Ish is on the battlefield. Very good against Purphoros TLUR. Very good. Enchantress deck and protection from creatures deck. I see you. Shenanigans, yes. Bloodforged Battle Axe, alright. Maybe it's like Commander Isha of Voltron. Alright, Wide One comes out. Yeah, Sundial and Mimic Vac are very good with each other. Because we can make a copy and then keep it permanently. Yeah, Protection from Creatures is almost as good as 8.5 Tails on Mono White Week. Fair. Alright, we get hit. So the problem is that we need a wheel effect at this point. Would very much like a wheel effect. Oh. Mirror March. I mean... I think we just go for Purphoros. Does this get the counter magic? I guess. Maybe I should have started with Sundial. No counter magic. Okay. So we'll go for the Mimic Vat. Play the Bearer? No. That is not what I'm doing. I mean, I like the cards in my hand, but okay, here's the removal. Malicious Affliction. Oh, okay. Fine. It does. All right. We play the Sundial, and we wait. How do you listen to other things while editing? Recently started a YouTube channel, Tabletop Dad, and by far the editing is the most time-consuming task. Yep, I mean that is correct. Editing, content creation is 10% making the content, recording the content, and 90% of it is just editing. That's just how it is. So if you hate editing, you're not gonna enjoy content creation. Mirror match. Optimal play depends on how lucky you're feeling today. I mean, when I do it, I never get lucky, and when my opponents do it, they get very lucky. So that's how I believe that's actually written on the text of the card, is that it's always going to be amazing for your opponents. Tomer, you can right click and select no possible play, automatically yield if you're tapped out and can't do anything. Oh, okay. Yes. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I don't know who's getting smacked right now. Oh, we're getting smacked. Okay. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, Purphoros is going to be enemy number one at tables. I was hoping that maybe because I have only 2 cards in hand, people will leave me alone, but I guess not. I guess not. Let us play for the card draw. I mean, if we hit any wheel effect, we're in a great spot. We're actually not in a great spot, though, because we're being attacked a lot. But we have a lot of mana. We have a lot of things we could do. I think you can wheel. I mean, I would have wheeled last turn. Okay. Negates. Maybe Dinden's going to get some of the aggro off me because they're playing a control deck. That's the hope. The nice thing, though, is Purphoros does get around counter magic very well, right? Like, they can counter my Mirror March, but if I cheat things into play with Purphoros, they need a stifle effect. And even then, it's not very effective because I could just reactivate Purphoros until it works. So, not terrible for us. We just really need to find one of our wheels. Or we find Soul of New Phyrexia, and then we make our stuff indestructible on Bearer. I love Bearer of the Heavens. I mean, everyone loves Bearer of the Heavens. Look at it. Look at this chonky boy. Or we're just waiting. We're just waiting in the wings for the Chonk Master. So far, I'm not quite sure what TLUR is running. It's looking like maybe a Voltron deck, like a mono white good stuff. You know, you got your land tax, you got your Dawn of Hope for like janky janky card draw, life gain shenanigans. You got mana crypts. The battle axe is what's making me think it's indeed an equipment deck based around Isha, but I could be wrong. Mimic Vat, Bear Wombo combo? I don't see how that's a combo. Use Mirror March and Bear the Heavens to destroy the entire board multiple times. I mean, I guess. I mean, you would get 10/10s after killing everything? No? Would we? Because the Mimic Vat would be gone. Yeah, it gets rid of everything. The only thing that would survive on the board right now is Purphoros, and I would consider maybe doing it if I actually had cards in hand to rebuild. But right now TLUR has a group full of planes in hand, as you can see, thanks to the land tax. So it wouldn't be a good play. Would not be a good play. All right, so Didn't I think is just like draw go counter magic deck. Like all they're gonna do is hit people with their commander and just counter spells over and over again. Yeah, they don't cast a spell. So when we hit lands. I guess we still cast the Mirror March. But it's probably just going to get countered. Yeah, here's a counter. Oh, he found it. Okay. We will play up mountain and pass. How does one get into the game with you? You just gotta be fast. I don't have any reservations, so I think like the people who show up often are the ones who are like constantly on the lookout for when I'm about to put the game up, and then they insta thing, because like the moment I press like create game, the thing is like instantly filled. So it's gotta be fast. Well, I guess the one thing I could have argued is like instead of casting Mirror March, I knew there was an instant speed something, right? So I could have just like not cast the spell, because now my opponents get free cast. The problem is like you never want to be the person right after the counter magic player, right? You want to be ideally the person right before them, so that the other two people have a chance to soak up the counter magic. Well, you can only counter 2 spells per turn cycle. Yeah, that's true. He might not even have a second counter spell. Like at this point, like Aetherios now just resolves, right? Because I cast Mirror March. But the problem is like if I do that, I'm literally doing nothing. So not any that turn with Dial like the cool kids. I prefer not showcasing what my cards can do until I need to do them, because sometimes people forget. But yeah, this game is not going as well as game 1 for sure. Not quite as good. Our fortunes can change very quickly though. The moment we basically the moment we hit a wheel, we'll be good. Any advice on a Melik build? Melik is a Paragon is basically just is it Spellswinger. So The most recent Is It Spellslinger deck I did was Niv Mizzet Perun. So if you're looking like how would I build Melik, check that out. One of the very first budget commanders I ever did was Melik, but this was like 5 years ago. So that's on MTG Goldfish. It was one of the first articles I actually wrote for MTG Goldfish. So if you want to see like an old version of how I built Melik, check that out. But Melik is a Paragon. Mizzix of these Magnets I also covered, and I also did Niv Mizzet Perun. And there's a ton of overlap in terms of how I built all three of those decks. The only difference is that Melik cares about stuff on top of your library. So card effects like Sensitive Divining Top, fetch lands are very good. Ways to shuffle your library are very good. And I guess like Soothsaying might be good. So you basically just want to get all the Is It Spellslinger cards that are good. Build it as a Storm deck. That's what I would recommend. And then have some additional ways to manipulate the top card of your library to get more value out of Melik. 4 to 5 wheels in the deck. Let's get lucky. But I also have ways to tutor them up. Like Hoarding Dragon, for example, can find Sandstone Oracle. And not all my card draw are wheels. Like Sandstone Oracle isn't a wheel, but can still refill my hand from here very well. Top of the deck cards too, no? Yes. Brainstorm effects, yes. I'm looking to build under 5 tickets. I think I actually didn't miss it under 5 tickets, no? Let me see if I can find it. Did I not cover Niv Mizzet under the 5 ticket decks? I really thought I did. Oh, I did. Okay, here we go. You are in luck, my friend, because if you go to that article, I did Niv Mizzet under 5 tickets. So you can borrow it for free using Card Hoarder's loan program. And it's a good one. It's a 4 ticket deck even. You can get fancy with it. So if you specifically are looking for Melik, I would take the Niv Mizzet deck, and I would just swap a couple things around to make it Melik, because there's a very, very good overlap between the two. Yeah, it's not a whole lot going on, friends. Unfortunately. We'll cast the Flame Shadow Conjuring, but maybe maybe even didn't counters it. I don't know. All right, didn't get countered. Cool. Why is OP running Arcane Signets in mono white? I mean, Arcane Signet's good in any deck. The thing is that it comes into play and taps for white. So it's already better than what's like the Pearl Diamond or whatever, the Diamond Cycle. They enter the battlefield tapped, but you still run them in non-green decks. So it's already better than that. Yeah, Flame Shadow Conjuring solid. But we can't do anything. I guess this is a good time to ask me anything. Impromptu AMA as we do nothing this game. So yes, ask away, friends. I have time to answer chat until we hit some sort of action. Oh, exile a creature. So now, ugh, that makes our stuff even better. What's your favorite MDFC? Malakir Rebirth. That is my favorite one because I really love running. I forget the name of it. Supernatural Stamina and Undying Evil. I love both those cards, and I run them in a lot of my black decks that care about the commander. So they're like very cheap ways of returning them to the battlefield. But Malakir Rebirth is basically the exact same, except you also have the land on the side on the other side without increasing the cost of the spell. You just pay 2 life. Like that's amazing. So that's like the most bonkers one. Like it probably should cost 2 mana for that effect as an MDFC, but it's just one. Watched the Dragon Prince yet? I have not. What makes you most salty in Commander? I'm afraid to answer that because then I think the viewers are going to troll me by playing it on stream. Where did you get your doctorate in anime? I studied for many years in York New University. Bam, reference. Oh wow, this is more question that said. With all the time you spend editing, do you ever learn not to hate the sound of your own voice on recordings? Kind of, yes. Hating your own voice is very normal, and the more you get accustomed to just hearing it, the easier it becomes. Like the reason why you hate your own voice is not because your voice sounds bad. It's because there's like a dissonance. I believe the word is dissonance between how you hear it, because the vibrations in your bones are making your own hearing of your own voice very different. It's usually like deeper and more bassy when you're talking as opposed to you're hearing it in the recording. So that dissonance makes you dislike your own voice, and this happens with basically everybody. Everybody hates their own voice when they hear in the recording. It's just the more and more you actually hear your own voice, you just get accustomed to it. And like nobody hates your own voice when they hear you speak. It's just how you sound. So the more you get used to hearing your own voice, the more you just tolerate it. I won't say that I like my own voice, but I don't mind it. How do you feel about partner commanders? I think partner commanders are fine in theory. They're just inherently powerful. The partner mechanic itself is inherently powerful, just like how MDFCs are inherently powerful because of that extra flexibility. Partners are inherently more powerful because you have 2 of them on the battlefield. And not only does that mean you can always have them on the battlefield, but they make cards that depend on commanders more powerful as well. So they're inherently powerful, and the trick is to balance them around the fact that they're very powerful. And the first time around, Wizards of the Coast didn't do a good job, right? And then the partner with mechanic was them trying to make that a little bit better. I think they still overshot with some of the commanders. Some they haven't done. They don't, though. So I think they're getting a better grasp in balancing it. And hopefully in Commander Legends, they do the best job yet in terms of balancing the mechanic. I think the mechanic is inherently powerful, and it's hard to balance it properly. And they did a poor job early, but hopefully they've gotten better over time. But I don't think the partner mechanic inherently is bad. Have you seen the Commander Legends leaks? Yes, I have. Which commander that is currently standard legal is your favorite beside Verazal? I like a whole bunch. I think like Anawan's really sweet. Oh, standard legal. I don't know if Anawan's standard legal. And Omnath. Omnath is definitely my favorite of the bunch. I played a $70 Omnath, which I think is even cheaper now. As the weeks go by, and also Omnath got banned in a bunch of formats. But 4-color Omnath, really good to do on a budget, really fun. I like the playstyle a lot. I mean, landfall as like a archetype, it's kind of like been done to death, and it's really easy to make a powerful deck. But I still enjoyed playing it a whole bunch. Like I played that deck like 4 different times. One for Commander Clash, which is going up this week. One for the recording, so you can see the abridged gameplay for the stream that I did. And then I did it like on Vince's stream as well. Um, and it's just been a blast every single time. What are your thoughts on a Madness deck abusing Jade Monolith to allow your commander to deal combat damage to yourself? That is next level, and I'd like to see it. I think that might be that's definitely win more territory, but it could be fun. Aminatu Blink or Naya Eggs? I like Aminatu a lot, so I'll go for Aminatu Blink. What was your first commander deck? It was Zedru the Great Hearted, Political Puppets. So 2011, the Zedru the Great Hearted precon. All my friends picked a precon that they liked, and I was the last to pick. And I got Zedru, and that was actually the one I wanted to pick anyway, so I kind of lucked out there. How would you describe your wildest dreams? Wildest dreams. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. I can't even describe wildest dreams because it would be so wild that how do I even imagine it? How many tribal payoffs should I be playing in Sakiko Worm Tribal? I don't know Worm Tribal was even a thing, so I can't give you a good response there. Well, we HHX stands here, huh? I started watching Hunter x Hunter, yes. So I'm glad some people got it. I'd imagine getting Cauldron Pieces exiled Gonti is pretty tilting. That wasn't great. I don't hate my voice, but I think I'm boring as AF. I think everybody thinks they're boring as AF. I would not sweat it at all. How do toilets work? You said ask anything? That's out of my field. I just say magic. Magic the Gathering. It's a spell. He's got a huge sharp. He can leave it. Look at the bones. How do you think EDHREC is going to handle all the partners? I have no idea. I'm not a coder. I'm sure that's a coding problem. It's usually fun. It's funny. I usually watch your videos on 1.5 speed, so listening to you talk in real time is giving you a whiplash. Hopefully it's hopefully you get used to it. I'm pretty worried about the partners this time. I mean, I think they've had more chances to get it right. So I'm not actually. I personally am not worried about the partners in Commander Legends. I just think the particular commanders and particular cards are going to be overshot, but I don't think it's necessarily because of the part mechanic. I think we can find I wouldn't be surprised if like the most powerful commander card out of the set is not even a partner card, for example. But it is generally harder to get those right. Which partners did you think they overshot on? Thrasios, Tymna. Tymna is probably the biggest one that you can kind of point at any level of play and be like, hey, this is a little bit too strong. Because Tymna, honestly, if Tymna didn't have the partner mechanic, she would still be probably like correctly costed, which is kind of bonkers. She'd be like a slightly worse Edric, I guess. She'd be in worse colors. That would be her biggest downside. Okay, we have some action. Is it gonna get? It doesn't die though. Oh, we can't copy it and actually get good value out of it. Yeah. Oops. I guess this is not great, but it's not the worst. But at least we get to do something. That's fun. Our first spell. I don't want to exile the rest of the other cards in our library, though. Do I even want to copy this? I feel like getting an extra 2 damage is not the play here. I'll get back to the questions right after my turn. Okay, we got Morog, but Morog doesn't do anything. I mean, we'll just play it. Why not? And I don't think we're going to copy it. Do we have any way of killing it? You know what? Maybe they block. Maybe somebody blocks. And then that's good. I don't know. Oh, I could bear her now and reset the board. That is true. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go for that. Wait, no. Beginning of next end step. Oh no, it would. It would. If we stack it correctly, we can probably do this correctly. Ooh, Dracuset's good. I'm not sure what Aetherius has been coining. No, you can just sundial. I could attack into the Solemn with the copy. Can't you bear and reset the board with a Morog in play? I think we're just gonna go for the Purphoros plays. Yeah, Morden Dragon's very solid. Boop. All right, so if we don't want to copy the bearer because then that will blow up the Drakuseth and the Morog afterwards. So we're not going to copy the bearer. I think. Right? Wait, actually we could end it with Sundial, right? Do we want to copy the bearer? So if we copy the bearer and then the bearer dies at end step, and then we get the clone pops and both clones pop, and then we can end the turn. The bearer will die because of the bearer of the heavens thing. Because then copy the bearer. Oh yeah, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. Yeah. We're not copying. We're not copying. Beginning of next end step. Nice. I don't think we're going to even attack because that just opens us up to a blowout. We need to stifle the clone shell to stop it from dying. Why? Okay, so we're going to exile the tokens last. Gonna put this, and then we're gonna do it like that. Okay. Does this work? This doesn't matter. End turn after bearer dies? What? I wanted to... No. Okay. Wait, why didn't... Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. So now we end the turn. End turn. I got you. This is a weird one. Yeah, so the clone shells don't die. And now if this works, then we'll be fine. All right, well, let's see what Afro does. Cuz this could go south really fast, but I mean, we had to do it. We were out of steam. We were out of everything. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. All right, he plays Cabal Coffers. Maybe he's confident he can stop the bearer trigger. Are you running Norn the Wary? No, this is wrong Purphoros. If this is Purphoros God of the Forge, I would run Norn the Wary. All right, maybe our opponent just kills us instead. Yeah, if Avra's got nothing, we win. But, I mean, he just RuneScarred Demon for anything. So he RuneScarred Demon for anything, and he has the mana to basically cast anything. Yeah, if this works, we have the only board. TLUR has lands in hand, so we can rebuild the fastest, but we will have a pretty insane board state. Yeah. Yeah, Afro tutoring up any single card and having 8 mana to work with is not good for us. Oh god, Teferi's Protection. Teferi's Protection would be solid here. If he had Teferi's Protection, though, I think we still have a shot at winning. Also, how's this coin thingy working? Did he coin anything? Beginning of your end step. Okay. Avacyn will also work? Yeah. He has enough mana for Avacyn, too. It's interesting that he's taking so long to figure it out, though. If he had a protection, wouldn't he just grab it already? Alright, he grabbed anything. Let's see what that anything was. If he wipes the board, then we're in trouble. Because if the clone shells die, then we're in a bad spot. Okay, Gift of Immortality. Fine. So he is getting ready. Okay, Winds of Abandon. That was not great for us. So now we don't have anything. That's kind of a rip. We're not gonna search because we actually want to top deck lanes now. All right, so this is bad. Afro probably has the win now. Don't get lands. Yeah, no, we're not getting lands. So now he has a RuneScarred Demon on the battlefield. He'll get back the Core Cartographer, something else, and the RuneScarred Demon. So that's not great. Yeah, that seems like game. Probably. Mimic Vat will foil him? Oh, we can get the Rune Scar, you mean? Yeah. I don't think it matters, though. They're getting back two things with Aetherios, and Aetherios survives, too. Ooh. Yeah, we can exile the demon. Except I don't know. Oh, yeah. We exile the demon. Yeah. Use its ability, yes. Yoink. And then we say no to the rest of these. Alright, this is a lot worse for us, though. Because we don't have any. We have no cards in hand. We have nothing. Later, Tyler. Yeah, Core Cartographer plus whatever else. And then TLUR puts. Does Mimic Vat exile a demon? It exiled it, yeah. TLUR has a bunch of land, so he can rebuild pretty fast. We do not have much. You also screwed over the counterplay, so it's a wash. Yeah. Why is it a punt? I could only can't I only imprint one thing at a time? Oh, okay. Okay, there's a chance. Very small chance, but there's a chance. Could you have flashed in the bearer during Afro's second main? No. Because the bearer would only die at end step, and then you have to wait until the next end step for its trigger to resolve. Punt, you should have said yes all. I thought I can only exile one thing at a time. If you do, return each other card exile of Mimic back to its owner's graveyard. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that could have been a good play. I wasn't I wasn't sure about the intricacies there. So yeah, that was a punt. Oh my goodness. We actually are hitting lands, which is interesting. I mean, if we exile and return it, then yeah, maybe they're different. Yeah, maybe they lose their coins. I didn't think about that. Yeah, fast rebound. Yep. Oh, and Ashnod's Altar? Oh, okay. Yeah, this game's done. We still have time to get one more game in, though. Hopefully we don't have to deal with anti-Purphoros tech, because that was a bit sus, I would say. 2 games in a row. But I think both games had us do something interesting. Yeah, I think it's time for game 3. Yeah, the bright side of red is games are fast. Like, if we were playing a blue deck, we were playing control, this would still be game 1. But we are playing Purphoros, and we go hard and we die hard with a vengeance. Yeah, Purphoros at higher budgets, I think you go pretty strong on the Dragon Tribal. Like my paper version of Purphoros. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean we can stay in the game for a little bit. I'm gonna get a refill on the water. Oh, come on. I think Afro just wins. Like he's just gonna be ramping an extra land each turn, uh, while everybody else is like playing at most one extra land per turn, and we're in full top deck mode. We're like at least 3 turns away, or at least 2 turns away. We have to hit a land and a creature to cheat in, and that still is like puts us super far behind. So I'm pretty good on leaving this game, I think. All right, I'm gonna get some water while I wait for my turn step. If we don't get anything good next turn, I will yield. Doo, I'm back. Blowing up the board and conceal seems like a real Clinfe. I mean, if Afro didn't have an answer to me blowing up the board with a clone on the battlefield, that would have been pretty spicy. We will pay 2. Okay. I guess like we're like one. We're so dead to Afro though. Maybe TLUR has a response. I don't know. I'll give it one more turn cycle. If we have a land, we'll just run out the Dragon Mage. For the funsies. One more land and then hand refill. But I mean, at that point, look at Afro's board versus us. I also don't really want to give the game to TLUR after the Enchantress into Commander Isha play. Uh, not really interested in giving them the game. What about Ox of Agonis in this budget list? Mini wheel and a graveyard. I think it would be good. I think Ox of Agonis would be good. It was like $3, so I ended up cutting it. I just really wanted to get it like to 100, and then at some point I just gave up. All right, I'm gonna go back to answering questions for a little bit. All right, dissipate. Nice, got him. Um, Oh, did I catch up? I might have caught up to all the questions. It's a distinct possibility. Bear seems like it's a big to cast or not to cast, since its timing mixed with Purphoros lets the player, after you plan ahead. Gotta consider whether they are in colors to save their stuff or not. I mean, that's true. Bearer is like, it's very hard to cast Bearer in a way that you can do it very safely, because you can't, you have to have like a sack outlet, right? You have to have a sack outlet to be able to do it on the same turn. And this Purphoros deck just does not have that. So, have you tried out Hades yet? I have not, but it sounds so fun. And if I had more time, I would do it. Didn't someone ask you to something and you said ask me later? Yes. Ask me it again and I'll answer it. What's your favorite Weird Rules interaction? Off the top of my head, I'm way too tired to figure it out. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think like just like the O-ring trick is always nice, you know, where they have an enter the battlefield trigger and an leave the battlefield trigger. That's always good. All right, we're good. I'm good on it. I'm gonna concede. Was that ask me later the toilet question? Absolutely not. All right, so we're out of this game and we're gonna go for one more game. I have one more game in me, and then I'm probably gonna go to sleep. Oh wow, we got some new players this time. Actually, I think I played against Knusp one time before. So this will be fun and different. Also, this whole like, I don't know if you guys saw that, but that little weird overlay thing is annoying. We get to go first. That's always nice. All right, let us get one game in that is good. All right, we're gonna mull this one away. This is a mull. Okay, this one is fine. This is very similar to our last hand, but I mean we have two ramp sources, and we got Mimic Vat, so we got stuff and things. Okay, Nethra Reanimator, Derevi, and Dereti. Oh boy, so I'm very afraid of Derevi. Nethroid, I'm very much aware of like what's that new mythic that's like you just get to like fill your entire graveyard with stuff and it has like negative power, so you get like an insane amount of stuff. This is definitely a scary thing, but nothing that seems like outright captures me, which is nice. If you were a partner commander and partnered with someone in Goldfish, who would you partner with and what would be your colors? I'd partner with Richard because he keeps winning games and he's a much smarter player than me. And what would be the colors? I think Richard would be blue. I think he's very much a blue player. Probably Demir. I think he's a Demir player. In terms of like RL personality. And I'm very much a red player. So I'd say we'd be Grixis. Or I'm a very red person. I think maybe I'm red or Boros, but not like in a police type thing, because fuck that. But I think like my huge ADHD and the fact that I love being creative and the fact that I always like can't settle on one thing, and people say that I'm very emotive. I think I'm very much a red person. So I'd be red and partners with ideally Richard, who is smart and methodological. I went deep on that answer. Yeah, you got to give me credit for that one. That one I tried. Let's see. Thanks for the games, Afro. I asked you about which partner with commanders you were saying they shot high on. Oh, Timna the Weaver, Thrasios. I think Vile Smasher is probably above part 2. I think all of them would be like just much better if they were like one mana more. If they were just one more mana more, they'd be fine, I think. Except Thrasios. Thrasios being like inherently infinite mana sink is just, that's a design that you can't get right. What kind of tribal decks do you think people should play more, aside from Moonfolk, obviously? What should they play more? I don't know what's popular is the thing. So I can't give a good answer to it. I can tell you the tribes that I like. Moonfolk I like. Dragon Tribal I like. Everything Tribal I like. I think Merfolk maybe are probably slept on. I think Merfolk are better than people give it credit for. But specifically, it's Kumena. Kumena is really, really tough, or really, really powerful. The Sig ones are like, they're fine, but they're not as powerful as Kumena is. So just anything but Kithkin. Kithkin are just awful. Um, up. There's next level LSV string trick. Yeah, I watched the LSV video. That's a classic where he broke the client by doing an infinite there, and they had to like patch it out. Ask me later. Question was, what's your favorite commander? I think favorite commander right now I think would be Akiri, because I haven't finished building her yet, and she's gonna be my Cauldron deck. But I've had my favorites change every year. Like my favorite for a long time was Edric, and before that was Zedru, and after Edric was probably everything Tribal with Ur-Dragon. So it always changes. I used to always confuse Deretti with Derevi. Yeah, same. Very similar names. I think we just crack this, you know, crack this and pass. Oh, let's get that and that. No possible play yield all. We'll just tap out. Have you ever recorded Commander Clash without wearing pants? Obviously, yes. Thanks for your article on Verizol. I have a sort of an amalgam of your article and the Verizol deck from last week's Commander Clash on TGO and Super. Glad to hear that, Aaron. Glad to hear it. ACAB, yep. I will let you know how this game goes, Homer. Oh, you're in a different one in Afro. Good luck. Would you tutor Cauldron? Yes. Is that a trick question? Any suggestions for a friend's first commander deck? They will be just starting to learn Magic. I like Gishath. Like if your friend likes dinosaurs, I'd give them a Gishath deck. It's pretty straightforward. It stomps. It's fun. Maybe, or just start with a Precon. Precons are good too. I don't know. Also, a lot of my budget brews. Check out my budget brews. Pick a stompy deck. I think you always start with a stompy deck. They were talking about partner with from Battle Bond. Oh, they were talking about partner with from Battle Bond. Oh, okay. The Sky Shark, I think, for example, the Sky Shark combo, the Just Sky one, I think is a little bit stronger than I would generally associate with, but that's just me. All right, we don't have too much going on, but we're just gonna jam a Perf and hope it's enough. Boop. Do we want to blow up the Azor's Gateway? I don't feel like I even want to bother. I do give you credit. Great answer. Thank you. Favorite plane and least favorite plane in the multiverse? Do you mean like in terms of like would I want to live there, or just like my favorite in terms of the gameplay, or just like aesthetic? I think like it's a boring answer, but I really like Ravnica. It's like that. I like original Ravnica. I don't like modern Ravnica much at all. But like the original idea of Ravnica being like this like Eastern European, not traditional fantasy, but like more advanced fantasy. Just they struck gold with that, and like there's a reason why we've revisited it twice. It's just very evocative, very resonative, Very deep lore. So, ooh, we'll probably blow that up. That is probably the thing we blow up. So I'll say Ravnica. Even though I'm very tired of going to it, I would very much not like to see Ravnica anymore. All right, let's just blow this up. Let's just blow this up. Ah, nonsense. I probably should have just done that immediately, but I was debating. um, oh, least favorite plane? I don't know. Homelands? Probably Homelands. Where are we? Where are we on the questionino? Have you ever played Seed Time in EDH? No, I've never gotten to Live a Dream. I've always wanted to though. All right, one more time. Which Battlefront Commander? Okay, I did the just guy one, the shark guy. I think that one was a bit much. Also, like the coin flipped one, I think is like the Zinder split and whatever the two from Battle Bond, the Is It one. Here's a weird thing about the coin flip one. The coin flip archetype like is bad. I mean, it has Krark's Thumb and it has not a lot of really good cards. Um, so it needs a lot of help. But the problem is that like the coin flip commanders are so strong. They always just like if you have both on the battlefield and you have a Krark Sum, you just essentially just win the game so easily. I've never not seen somebody just like win the game once they have that like one of their commanders on the battlefield in Krark Sum. And it's just so like I don't know, it's so bland to me. Like it's such a coin flip mechanic is like such a cool niche thing and they just made like the most overpowered partners for the format that it feels like I've seen it go off like 1,000 times and it's not particularly satisfying to me because it doesn't really need to do work. And like I get it because like the coin flip deck in general like is not the archetype's so weak and it gets so little support just because coin flips are an awkward mechanic. um just like I don't know, the partners on that one I think is kind of like it's so good that it lost the charm of coin flips as a tribe for me because the commanders are just so good. So those are two answers. Hopefully, I gave good ones this time. Um, I have some of the precons. We can also Tomer's article videos. So many courses from just summer. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad. Hopefully, some of them will help. Yeah. Majestic Unicorns. This is a mutate deck. This isn't just like straight up Nethroi. This is mutate. Okay. Okay. I just joined to see someone playing one of my all-time favorite cards, Combat Celebrant. FY, he infinite combos with Kikijiki. Yes, he does. He untaps the Kikijiki each time he attacks. It's very fun. I really liked the Kaladesh aesthetic. Yeah, Kaladesh was definitely an ambitious thing because like lots of the Magic the Gathering universes, at least lately, they stick with traditional fantasy, and Kaladesh is like steampunk, like straight up steampunk. So you have cars, you have trains, you have flying ships and stuff, and it's not like flying ships made out of magic. It's like no, this is technology. So it was a step, and I think they did a good job with it. In terms of like conveying steampunk over into the magic world. So that's what I'm hoping for. Like if the Kamigawa goes cyberpunk, then hopefully that'll be good too. I think it'll be fun. Homeland Story is good from what I've heard though. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like Baron Sengir, right? He's Dracula. He's every single time a fantasy setting makes a Dracula character, it's always good. I don't think there's ever been a fantasy setting that like steals Dracula and it's not good. Castlevania, Homelands, D&D has Ravenloft. Like it's not exactly. It's a pretty sure bet, pretty surefire bet that it will be good. All right. Do we just play play our hand. I don't know. We're not doing much. Do we even cast Combat Celebrant? I don't think so. Like, what are we gonna do? Attack person for 4? We could try to live the dream of Mirror March, but like, is that worth? Is it worth, chat? Do we just go for it, or do we wait for a big creature? We can wait for a big creature. Kind of like the idea of waiting for a big creature, honestly. I'm very excited for Kaldheim. Yes, I am also excited for Kaldheim. I enjoyed Skyrim quite a bit, so Nordic fantasy, they're probably just going to capitalize on Skyrim, you know? They're probably not going to go very deep into Nordic fantasy. They'll go to Nordic pop culture, as is, correct to do. And they'll probably just make Skyrim Magic the Gathering Skyrim. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. As long as they don't make snow covered basics normalized. That is not as fun. Skyclave Shade can't block. Okay. What are you hoping to come from Commander Legends? I'm just hoping for not instant staples. I don't know. What I'm excited for Commander Legends is like when I have multiple like play groups for Magic the Gathering, right? And one of my oldest play groups are high school friends, and they don't really play Magic the Gathering regularly. They usually play it like a couple times a year maximum. And what we used to do is they don't have like commander decks or anything because they don't play enough. But what we used to do is we used to draft. We used to do like sealed, and we used to do like fun games or like booster wars or whatever it is, like Pygo. But getting even like 6 to 8 people for a proper draft is difficult. So what I'm really excited for Commander Legends is not the cards themselves, but like the fact that all of them play Commander. They're aware of the format. They're not invested enough to actually have decks of their own. But I'm really excited to actually draft Commander Legends with like 4 of us, for example, and then just build decks and play a game all together in one multiplayer 4-player game. That really, really excites me. So that's what I'm most excited for Commander Legends. Just playing the limited, playing the draft with a couple of my close friends, and having a lot of fun with that. Like the cards themselves, all I'm looking for really is nothing that's like super busted. Like that's really it. It's not cards that I'm looking forward to in particular that I want like a hole filled. It's just I just don't want to see like more fierce guardianships and Corvolds and stuff like that. That like kind of warp the metagame around them more. But yeah, in terms of like, I guess maybe I'm a big minority here, but I'm very hyped for the limited aspect of it. I want to draft it. I want to play it with friends. I find that really exciting. Oh, after The Walking Dead Secret Lair, should The Walking Dead add MTG characters to show in comics? That would be interesting to see. I still wouldn't watch the show, but if you had a knife, an axe, 2 bananas, 6 rocks, 50 foot of rope, and 4 hours to prepare, do you think you could beat an enraged gorilla in a fight? No, probably not. Mimic Vapus Common Celebrant seems pretty dope. It could be. I don't know. I was waiting for like a more appetizing turn. Everything combos with Kikijiki, yeah. Kaladesh and Steampunk's art is nice, yeah. What do you think about Space Theme Kaladesh? I guess, yeah. You could do anything in Magic the Gathering as long as you do it well, right? You can do anything with Magic the Gathering. Have you tried any Baldur's Gate 3? I haven't yet. I want to so bad, but there's just like more work, and I don't want to open something up and fall behind. I rolled it for the space, but oh no, there's no cover non-basics. When we're getting snow covered wastes, I don't know. What if they have a snow theme, but they have actual player guards that also hate on snow permanents? I don't know. Yeah, I don't want it to be parasitic and parasitic hate. That doesn't seem good to me. I hope they weren't waiting for my turn for very long. Okay, okay, we have action now. What is this? You may sacrifice if you do 3 cards. Okay, so it's Bird Tribal. Bird Tribal I like. Our opponent has 3 untapped mana. Okay, let's play a land. Let's hardcast the... this guy. Is Kness going to... okay, so he has a response. Kness has a response. I don't know if it's a counter magic. It seems like he has removal. Okay. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Sure. I think we hardcast a Combat Celebrant. We don't have any good attacks, but... Heads always wins. Heads never wins, guys! Alright, let's attack. And let's exert. Why not? Let's live it up a little bit, you know? Unfortunately, we have nothing to do with our mana, which kind of sucks. After just letting you know, Tomer, I won the game thanks to Yosei and Ozelot. That sounds disgusting. Okay. And now we attack again. Wait, what? Why didn't I have I didn't have another attack. What? Did I skip my attack phase? Well, that is unfortunate. I'll have to watch that back and see if I did that. That'd be a goof. Aren't those going to be more of the flip lands? Yeah, that they said they're going to have more like the pathway style lands in Kaldheim, but we don't know if it's going to be different in any way. Nothing super busted. Recent printing history has some bad use for you. Yeah, that's why I say hopefully nothing busted. New Kaldheim MDC is rumored to be equipment. Okay. Could be, could be. This I can just chump, right? Yeah, I was gonna chump these. That seems fine. Right? They don't have trample. Hire a video editor to give you more time to game more? And then I'd be out of a job. What are you saying? But hire an editor to replace me. I'm mostly just excited for white card draw in Commander Legends. I mean, I think it's too soon to expect Commander Legends to have white card draw. We'll get white card draw. I'm telling you right now. Well, it's going to be another year or two. Actually, it's going to be another year because they basically like figured out that we actually need card draw in Commander for mono white late last year, in like fall of last year. So we're still a year away from their development cycle for them to actually implement those, because it usually takes 2 years for that turnaround to happen. It gives you another main phase, right? Yeah. No, we're not super rich. I will edit for you for free just so you can play more games. You play more games and then eventually pay me. Aha. It's very sweet of you, but I will stick to my guns on editing my own stuff. I rewatched the combat celebrating. It really looked like a bug. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We will take the impaler. Some card draw would be nice. Okay, I'm caught up. I'm caught up. Yay! All right, you feel free to ask me more questions about whatever. Being heck bent kind of sucks. I'll probably get Oxivagonus into this deck. Probably just beef up the price a little bit. Oh wow! Oh wow! He flipped it. I didn't even realize he flipped it. That's a lot of mana. Let's see what he does with it. Hmm. That's not bad. Is there anything I want though? I feel like no. I feel like I just want to copy the birdie. I'm still flabbergasted the Ox is $3. I mean, it is a mythic. I think it also saw play before, the dark times. Tomer, what is your favorite archetype? Tempo. I like attacking with cheap, evasive threats, going faster than my opponents, and then keeping them off kilter with cheap answers. So Edric, Eureka, anything that involves cheap attackers, I like quite a bit. All right, so we're going to say no to all of these. Yes. There it is. Majestic. Okay. So nope. Nope. Which of the 3-color mutate commanders would he build as just a 2-color deck? I don't know. Honestly, the mutate commanders never really resonated with me. I know Nethra is the strongest, but I never had a real urge to build any of them. Have you ever thought of playing Oops All Lanes in EDH? 99 lands, 1 commander. Not really. Maybe with the MDFCs, that would change my mind. 5-color MDFC deck and run all the MDFCs. That could be an interesting concept. It's not something that I would play often, but that could be something to do on a Commander Clash, for example. As long as MDFCs are allowed. If they're not, then no, I would not be interested. Which commander do you think is strongest for Cat Tribal? I think it's Ren and Siri. The reason is because Cat Tribal is a go wide. Is definitely a go wide style deck. You just want to flood the board with cat tokens and win the game that way. And a lot of the support cards kind of support that style of play. So that is what I would recommend doing. This is quite the board state. This is a lot of mana off the Sanctum of the Sun, and he has all black creatures, and that, and that, and all right. The bird deck has gone off. Interesting. Draw a card for each bird on the battlefield. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's Ren and Seri, but Erebos, if you wanted to go tall, Erebos is the best for going tall. How come you haven't played Tetsuko Umezawa? I just think she's worse than like most other. Like I think Tetsuko Umezawa is really good in the 99, but what she allows in the command zone is she wants. So Tetsuko Umezawa, she's really good at enabling evasive creatures with powerful combat like creatures with powerful combat triggers to actually get their combat triggers off, like small creatures to do so. So she's kind of a really good support card. But what I'd rather do is I'd rather just put like a combat trigger creature in my command zone and have Tetsuko in my 99 and grab her when I need her. So that's why I don't usually have Tetsuko as a commander. But she's in the 99 of like Yuriko decks and Edric decks, and I love them in both. But as a commander, she's like less interesting to me because she's a support card as opposed to a payoff. I have red, blue, Vadrock artifacts built as a challenge budget reasons, for example. Temple of Falls. God, we got there. All right, let's see what we do. Snapdax Infects would be awesome. Do you think you'd be a Jedi or a Sith? I'm probably boring, so I'd be a Jedi. Actually, no, I'd probably be a Sith. All right, let's activate this bad boy. We got nothing going on, so let's just smack a Rooney. And hopefully draw 3 cards that are good. Please let us draw 3 cards. Alright, let's do it. Show me potato salad. Oh, alright. Well, these cards would have been better if you know, if we had, yeah. All right. I think I'm just going to actually hold on to them for now. I'm not going to play Neheb and Dragon Mage. I want to play them after. And, yeah. Because I can just play both next turn and we'll be good. And I don't want to get wiped or removed or in any way. Exile the tokens. Okay. Are we ever gonna see Skullbriar gameplay? I guess I didn't do Skullbriar gameplay, didn't I? I did play testing of it, and it was bomb. Did I not play it on Commander Clash? I feel like I played it in Commander Clash. I built Snapdax Infects. It's pretty fun. That seems sweet. Would you say Purphoros needs more card draw now? I mean, no. I mean, like I'm about to refill my hand with Dragon Mage. I don't know. Like, it's fine. Oh, there we go. There's the ref. Good on me not playing these cards. Do we want anything? Like, if there were more wheels in the budget, maybe I'd run another wheel. But I'm not gonna just run like any card draw, right? It has to be a card draw that instantly refills my hand, and it has to be within the budget. And I was trying to do it to be $100, and it's $125. But like Reforge the Soul is like over $10 itself. So what can you do? Activate ability of an artifact. It's not an artifact. Okay. So nope. Nope. Maybe we can just auto yield this. Windbrisk Raptor? Nope. Actually, maybe the Windbrisk Raptor would have been good. Actually, I'm thinking about it now. That wouldn't have been a bad play. I do like card draw. You've never played Skullbriar on Commander Clash. I actually don't think anyone has. I'm currently building one on a budget, and Curry made him insane. Yeah, I mean, I love him. Skullbriar was one of the first commanders I built a paper version of. I think it was after Zedrew, and he sucked. He sucked in Commander 2011, and also I just built him poorly. So there's both of that. But like these days, with all the support he has, and the fact that I don't suck at deck building anymore, he was great. Hey Tomer, first time catching a stream. Have loved Commander Cash for a long time, and hope you don't make too many punts today. Well, I have some bad news for you about that one, Terezi, because it's punt central over here. But thank you for the kind words. Though that could have been Star City Games. I don't remember if Skullbar was played honestly, but I had play tested it all myself, and it was very good. All the Commander class crew gets stranded on a desert island with limited supplies. Do you think you would all survive? No, we're all nerds. We have no practical skills. What do you mean? Do we survive if is one of the limited supplies like a phone with connection? Because then yes, we'll survive. Um, but if it's something more advanced than that, well, probably not. Who gets to go crazy first? Who would go crazy first? Me. I have to put up with the rest of the crew, so definitely me. All right, let's see if we could get the Dragon Mage online. That would be sweet. So we actually just have the mana to just like cast it all, I think. 1, 2. Like, let's Neheb. Nehebi. I don't actually want to make copies of this. Okay, we failed. Thank goodness. It's kind of just funny that we have so much mana. Whee! Knespa is looking pretty sus over there. He has 6 cards in hand. Heads. We lost the flip again? What the flip? Oh wait, we don't actually care about the Shrike. All right, let's go attacking. Oh yeah. All right, let's go there and let's go there and let's go there. I guess maybe he has blocks. Surprise blockers. Let's play it safe. Alright, what is Knuspao? Aetherize? Generous Gift is a good one. But we still have Mimic Vat, so that's fine. Oh, that shuts off Purphoros, too. That is less good for us. Wait, does this have a converted mana cost? If I make a thing... it does have a converted mana cost. It does have pips. Whatever. It was still out of combat. Alright. Let's do the Flipperoonie. We still make 5 mana off this, so that's nice. Still probably can cast something off it. Whee! Let's cast this with Kicker. That seems like a good play. Boom, boom. Cast more wheels. I mean, we could. Um, but I think we're good for now. Yeah, not bad. Skyclave Relic has been very impressive. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's especially good in our deck because these relics all have indestructible, right? So if we get Bearer of the Heavens on the battlefield and we wipe the board, we still have 3 mana to work with, which is enough to activate Purphoros. Uh, Using your mana efficiently, you can put your guys on the ready's end step, and they won't go away until your end step. Yes, I don't follow though. Seth goes crazy first. I picture him going on rocks, shots your cards, shots your cards. Yeah, that would be absolutely sure, certainly. Would you try sandwiches on an island? I think so. Uh, Cast more wheels. I'm caught up. Yay! Why did they come into play tapped? I don't know. I don't know. It's already strictly better than Darksteel Ingot, so I wouldn't complain. It's fine. Okay, expedition map, all good. We got a Soul Guide Lantern to stop any shenanigans, which is nice. I mean, we have a Felden, so it's less nice for us, but whatever. We are in a pretty nice spot, though. This doesn't fly. Okay. I appreciate the Paula made the poll again. I'm holding out hope. I mean, at some point, like, the Paula I've had on polls for, like, I don't even know how long. It's been a while. I think it's been, like, oh, gosh. I think it's been, like, 3 years. I think the Paula's been on the poll ever since, like, Kaladesh came out, honestly. And she's never been picked. So at some point, I'm just not going to put the Paula in the poll anymore. I'm just going to make her. And then if nobody watches the video, then whatever. I did it for myself. I was saying when you had Neheb and Dragon Mage, you could have put them in with Perf on the Ready's turn and all your mana for when you wield. Oh, I didn't want to waste a turn. I didn't want to wait a turn, rather. I wanted to wheel immediately. Oh, yeah. Darksteel Relic is just indestructible. Oops. Yeah. That's why I also have Darksteel. I have Darksteel Ingot and Skyclave Relic both in the deck because they work really well with Bearer of the Heavens. It's fun times for all. Well, for me. So far, non-impressive Mirror March. Must say, 6 mana for not guaranteed value. Kind of means want to cut it for pretty much anything. But of course, the moment my opponent plays Mirror March, you see, that's when I die. I've lost so many limited games to Mirror Match. By the way, our opponent just the opponent goes turn 6 like Mirror March, and then turn 7 plays anything and gets like 50 copies, and I die. If you could become one famous person from any point in history, who would you be? I don't know. I think I would. I would pick somebody who has a really chill life and is well off and doesn't die at a young age, and is recent enough in history that doesn't have to deal with a lot of like nonsense that technology doesn't. You wouldn't have good technology to afford. I don't know. Maybe I'd go like super back and I'd be like a Greek philosopher, but like not one of the shitty ones. I'm not sure if are any of them not shitty. I don't know. Maybe like an ancient Greek philosopher if I really wanted to go back. But like one of the well-off ones, you know? And doesn't die horribly. I don't have a good answer to that one. Stop picking heads? Damn. Well, no, heads always wins. That's how it works. Thoughts on white black Daxos versus Orzhov Daxos versus Azorius Daxos. Well, okay, so Azorius Daxos is my husband, though, right? So Azorius Daxos is the best. He is the best husband, and he's mine, and I love him. And Orzhov Daxos is still very good, but I mean they're very different commanders, right? Azorius Daxos is like kind of Ultron-y, kind of life gainy, kind of tempo-y, kind of steal opponent stuff-y, but he's not. I would say design-wise, he's a little bit underpowered, especially because he can't play opposing lands. If you could play opposing lands, he would be tremendously better. But since you whiff on lands, you have to work so hard for so little gain. It's a little bit disappointing. But Orzhov Daxos is actually like fantastic because Black has a lot of enchantment support that just like the more popular commanders don't have access to. So I would say mechanically, Orzhov Daxos is more interesting to me. But Azorius Daxos is my husband, though, so I always pick my husband, though. Ignite the Future would be a great replacement for it. Yeah, that would be sick. But can it cast creatures? If it can cast creatures, then that would be awesome. Greek philosophers had a kid diddling problem. Ah, man. See, that's the problem. Like, you pick one person who you think is going to be like an interesting, chill, non-violent historical figure who lives like a log age, and then they diddle kids, and then you're like, well, damn, I have to try again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who it would be. Can we talk about some of the Commander Legend leaks here or no? I mean, I'm in an awkward position where like it's already information, but like me as a content creator, I will spread that information as like a lightning rod or a signal booster, and then that is unfair to other creators who might get the card and kind of need the support in terms of views and everything that getting a preview card would help. Like for me, I don't if my preview card is spoiled, it doesn't matter because like the preview videos don't do necessarily better than any of our other videos, right? So it doesn't matter to us. But it does matter to smaller content creators. So I personally will not talk about. I won't talk about the leaks or whatever. Yeah, but thank you for checking it out though. All right, we just play out our hand, I think, right? Like we just cast a bunch of spells. Oh wow, Gauntlet of Powers on the battlefield. Oh dang. All right. Hot dang indeed. And they can throw like one thing at people's faces. Easy life. All right, we do that. Yeah. All right. So here it is, chat. We do heads always wins, and this time it will win. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Heads always wins. All right, and now I believe. Oh, this actually just kills everybody, right? I think we just win the game off this, to be honest. Do we even like care about like? I think we could like combat celebrant right now. Yes. Yes. I'm pretty sure we just won. What's the point of playing Darksteel Citadel instead of another basic? I never understood that point. It's because of Bearer of the Heavens. Bearer of the Heavens wipes entire board, but it doesn't destroy indestructible creatures or lands or whatever. So it's purely for Bearer of the Heavens. All right, we might have a sick play right now. Heads always wins. Didn't win, thank goodness. 1, 2. 3. Let's get multiple magi. Go, go, go. All right, heads always wins. Is this thumbnail based off Attack on Titan? Yes. All right, we won one time. That's fine. All right, and then we do 1. All right, he figured it out. That's fine. I think this kills people. I think this should do it. All right, heads always wins. Heads always wins, and then we kill people. Actually, I guess we just like we can find more things to we can find more things to chuck at our opponents right now. If we crack this right now. Whee. Nah, there's a Bear of the Heavens. These creatures get double strike? Yeah, okay. I don't know if Fire's Invention like will if I cast Fire Invention right now, I think it's gonna stop me from casting additional spells. So we're just gonna go. We're just gonna activate this 2 more times. We could also just blow up the board with Bloodfire Colossi, but I think this is funnier. Oops. Cancel that. Wow, this Gauntlet of Power is really great. Yoink. All right, we get a bunch of copies, and heads always wins. Heads just always wins. That's how it works. Oh man, if we get more copies of Molten Primordial, oh my goodness. We didn't get. Head's supposed to win. Man, all right, whatever. Whatever. We'll just play the Terror and win, I guess. Oh, this buffs the Watcher. Nice. Sweet. Okay. Oh, I stacked this wrong. Whatever. Heads always wins. Heads is not winning tonight for some reason. All right. Well, Disappointing. Definitely disappointing. All right, so that's 16. That's 12. So 28. Uh, 30. 36. Do it like that, I guess? I don't know. And then Knusp takes... Yeah... I feel like this is correct. I feel like this is kind of correct. I hope this is enough. Maybe this isn't actually lethal. I'm not sure. Would have been nice if I hit some mirror marchers, but this is definitely enough for vanilla, which I guess maybe I shouldn't be killing right now. No, it might be not. It might not be lethal. Oh, actually, we have Neheb, so this is definitely lethal. After we get Neheb to trigger. Does this trigger if an opponent was dealt 7 more damage? I guess he can cast the exiled spell after combat right now. Tomer just 10 minutes ago lost faith in Mirror March. I mean, it worked one time. One time. Oh, sick. They didn't stop the Neheb. Alright, come on, post-combat. Come on, post-combat Neheb. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. I want to win the game. Don't kill it. Oh, okay, that's fine. Bearer. We don't need the bearer. We're about to kill everything with Bloodfire Colossus, I believe. Is chat frozen? Oh, it is. All right, I definitely didn't do the math correctly on this game. Definitely not the best math. Wait. At the beginning of your... Oh, there we go. 142. All right, so... I think we just cast this again. This seems like the most damage. We could also just activate the Bloodfire Colossi, but... yeah, this seems... Actually, let's just do it. Let's just... This seems fun. All right. Boom, boom, boom. I guess we won, yeah. Cast combustible? Nah. We won. This is fine. This is fine. All right. Well, uh, that was fun. Mirror March finally did a thing. I'll still take it out of the deck though. I did not think it was overall very good. But still, I think the deck functioned well. I think it functioned well. Not not a lot of complaints on how the deck functioned today. So that was nice. So post game thoughts. Before we wrap it up, cards that I thought were good. I like I like pretty much all the cards that we were running. The only underperformers, I would say, Morag isn't necessarily an underperformer because I think even by itself, even if you get one landfall trigger, it's still superior to Combat Celebrant. But at least in a budget, I think there's just not enough ways to get multiple landfall triggers. We were close, but then we got, like our Wayfarer's Bauble and everything exiled. So I think it was still fine. I don't know if it's worth $9 if you're on an extreme budget though. Maybe not worth the $9. Neheb is insane. Terror of the Peaks, we didn't see it yet, but I think it's still going to be insane. What was kind of bad? Because Will's Fury, we never actually got a chance to actually use. It was just a bad tap land. So that was kind of a bummer. But in theory, it could be good late game. We got to showcase the Mana Geyser. That was really good. Fear of the Horde is going to be great too. Most of the cards were great. I don't have too many complaints about the cards that we were showcasing. The only one that I felt like kind of sucked is the Mirror March, and it could be good, it could be bad. The amount of flips that I lost, I feel it was way worse than average. I would definitely cut Mirror March, and yeah, probably like throw in a Fiery Emancipation if you want to increase the budget. But like, just keep in mind that Mirror March is a 60-cent card. Fire Emancipation is like a $10 card or $11 card. So we could swap that out for something, and it really depends on what your budget point is, right? Like I wanted to get 125, so I didn't want to go too crazy with what was allowed. Honestly, I kind of regret not going $100 because none of the cards. Well, Neheb was insane, but Terror of the Peaks didn't even show up. Morag didn't show up. I don't even think Neheb was necessary to win the games. Like he only showed up in one of the games. Do you think Underworld Breach is worth it in this deck? I don't think so, just because the CMC of a lot of our spells are super high. If we had like more low CMC spells, I think it's a lot better. But that said, it's never a bad card, right? Like even if you get one card back, it's essentially a regrowth. So it's fine. I would run it. The dream is to have Fire Emancipation out and hit somebody with Purphoros. Yeah, that would be sick. So yeah, I think the deck is pretty solid, right? Like we got one win. We got 3 games where we got to do something interesting. I don't think I'm going to showcase game 2. Game 2, we were just like top deck mode, didn't really do anything all game. And the only thing of interest is we played Bearer of the Heavens. I wish the Bearer of Heavens actually ended up being an interesting play, but all it did was it gave the game to the person who had a nice setup for it. It didn't actually help us because we got shut down. Maybe I'll show it as like just breeze through it just to show that little part, but it was fine. I think I'm going to show game 1 and I'm going to show game 3. Morag for the Aux, save some money there. I think that's a solid choice, actually. Morag, I think, is good. Like, we have just one land drop. One land drop with Morag on the battlefield is good. We did have, like, Myriad Landscape and Wayfarer's Bauble as other ways, but, like, that's really it for ways to get additional landfall triggers. I think Morag gets a lot better. The more fetch lands you run in the deck, the better Morag gets. And also, if you are in green, obviously, that's really good. Neheb is so great in mono red. It's basically a must play. Yeah, Neheb is like insane. I think It's a very high cost card. It's $13, but in this deck, it's really worth it. Worth splurging for. So I can see like Fire Emancipation's a good inclusion. Ox is definitely a good inclusion. Um, I have Bull Tribal and he isn't Commander but Def King. Mm-mm. Well, yeah. The thing with Bearer of the Heavens is like I couldn't justify running enough sack outlets to make Bearer of the Heavens a sack like Bearer of Heavens sack outlet in this deck seems I don't know, kind of too much all in. I didn't want it to be a Bearer of the Heavens dot deck, like search Bearer of the Heavens, find a sack outlet. Like if I had enough sack outlets that were actually worthwhile outside of it, then yeah. Maybe like Thermopod could be an interesting inclusion. How much is Ignite the Future? How much is Ignite the Future? Ancient Tread is pretty okay. Yeah, it's fine. Definitely Terror of the Peaks has the higher threshold. Ignite the Future. Do. So until end of turn, you may play those cards. Okay, so if it's cast from the graveyard, then it becomes really good. So we have to pay 8 mana, and I mean, it's fine. The problem is like you have to hit on top 3 cards, and it's only good if you flash it back. And if you flash back and get like only one good card, it's fine. It is super cheap though. It's a very good budget inclusion. I will give you that. If I wanted to cut some money out of this deck, at the very least, if I didn't want to increase the budget, I would take out Mirror March and put in Ignite the Future. I think that seems like an easy choice for me. If I wanted to increase the budget or lower the budget further, I would probably take out Morog from this list and put in the Ox of Agonis. That seems like a really good choice. And then probably take out maybe Terror of the Peaks, $14, and we didn't even get to see it in action. And throw in maybe like another board wipe. Like Navinral's Disc could be good. Oblivion Stone could be good. Just a way to catch up on the board. Yeah, pretty much let me be comfortable enough for one turn, and another because and another person may use it to totally avoid the bearer trigger. That's the thing is it gives a person an entire turn to play around with it. So I don't know. I think you have to run Bearer of the Heavens. You have to, because it's a Purphoros deck. That's the fun. But is it a good card in Purphoros? I'm not even sure anymore. It seems like just kind of like a neat trick that isn't necessarily good, but it is flashy. I would run it just because it's flashy, honestly. Unless you have ways to kill it. If you have ways to kill it, then it's better. Sort of the anime could work, right? Not really, because you cheat in a creature with Purphoros, you equip it with the sword, and then the creature dies, and you have to put it on a new creature. Doesn't seem very good. All right, well, I think that wraps it up, everyone. We had some pretty good games. I actually really like this deck to the point where I have enough of the pieces in my personal collection that I think I'm just going to build a paper version of this Purphoros deck. I think it's going to be an entertaining video too, just because it is a very flashy deck. It's not like controlling or anything. It just wants to do really big, dumb things. And I think that makes for entertaining viewer experiences. People like big, dumb things. We got to do that. So that was really fun. Thanks so much for everyone for joining me this stream. We do this every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, that's all I need to say. And I love all the questions you were asking. Really appreciated that. It made the boring turns much more interesting. So thank you so much. And again, also thank you to all the viewers who actually ended up in the games too. A lot of the decks were very sweet. So that was very cool to see. And with that, everyone, I am out. I am going to go to bed. So until next time, friends.